Hey dreamers, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Pebbles, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button because today I'm going to be attempting to make some Mickey Mouse beignets. One of my Christmas gifts I received is the unofficial Disney Parks cookbook, and inside it has the recipe to make these Mickey Mouse beignets that you can find in the New Orleans Square at Disneyland. So if you're interested in see how that comes out, stay tuned. For the ingredients, you'll need 7 cups of bread flour divided because we're going to use flour throughout the recipe. So you don't want to mix all 7 cups together. And then you'll need a 1/4 cup of shortening. You'll need 2 large eggs. You'll need 1/4 ounce of active dry yeast. This packet is the 1/4 ounce. You'll need 1 cup of evaporated milk, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then you'll need oil to fry in. I use olive oil, but you can use vegetable oil or whatever oil that you like to fry. And then you'll need a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 1/4 cup of warm water. And then to top it off, you'll also need your powdered sugar to sprinkle on the beignets once done. The first step is to slowly stir together the water in a small bowl. You want to add the water. Then you add the yeast. And then lastly, add the sugar. And you stir that together and let it sit for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And that is what our yeast mixture is looking like. And so the next thing is to, in a bowl of stand mixer, add the eggs. So I'm going to take my 2 eggs here. I've already cracked them. And I'm going to add them into there. And then it says, using the whisk attachment, beat eggs 1 minute. So I have my whisk attachment here. I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to beat the eggs for 1 minute. And then the next step is to add salt. So I'm going to add my 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt in there. And then it says to add the evaporated milk. So I have my cup of evaporated milk. And then it says to add the yeast mixture. So I'm going to take my yeast mixture and dump that in there and combine, it says. So I'm going to go ahead and start combining that. And then it says add 3 cups of flour while continuing to mix. So I've got my 3 cups of flour here. And I'm going to go ahead and add that while it's continuing to mix. All right. And then it says add shortening until combined. So I'm going to go ahead and add the shortening here that I have, my 1/4 cup of shortening. And then I'm going to go ahead and let that combine and go to the next step. All right, so that looks pretty combined to me. And then it says add the remaining flour. So it was 7 cups of flour total. I added 3 already, so they left 4 cups of flour to add. And so now I am going to add the remaining flour, and then it says to thoroughly combine. So once I added the rest of the flour, I got this, and then it was kind of getting stuck all in my whisk. So I was wondering if after I beat the eggs, if maybe I was supposed to change to a different mixing attachment. And I'm going to go ahead and hook that on there and place that in there. And it says to knead the dough for about 5 minutes. And so I'll start that process and let it cook the dough for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes, and this is what I have here. Pretty thick dough. And it says to, next step is to take a large bowl, and it says to grease it with non-stick cooking spray. So I have this Bakery Joy no sticks baking to spray the bowl with that. And then it says then to transfer the dough to the grease bowl. So I'm going to pick up the dough. Oh gosh, it's thick and heavy. That's the dough. Put that in there. And then it says to place a plastic wrap greased with cooking spray over the top of the bowl and let rise 3 hours at room temperature. So you got to have time for this recipe. So I didn't have any plastic wrap, so I took a freezer bag and I'm going to spray that with some cooking spray and place it over on top of this bowl and allow it to rise for 3 hours. And then I will check back in.
3 hours later.
So here's what the dough looks like after 3 hours. So it really did some rising. And it says here, in a large heavy bottom pot over medium heat, add vegetable oil and it should measure to a depth of about 2 inches. Heat until the oil reaches 350 degrees. Line a large plate with paper towels and set aside. So I've got my oil over here heating up, and I will get the plate and set paper towels on there. And then it says flour a flat surface, roll the dough out to 1/4 inch thickness, cut it into Mickey shapes or shape into Mickey face by hand. So I did forget to mention in the beginning that I have these Mickey cutters that I'm going to cut the dough. So let's get to rolling out the dough. Then I've gotten my powdered sugar and I've just sprinkled them on a few, and I've got a nice batch over there of things, but that's it. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make the Mickey Beignets. I did think they were easy to do. They were time consuming because I had to let the dough rise for 3 hours. So you want to make sure you have time when you do this. And but it was really very easy, and I am going to try one. So let's see how it tastes. They taste really good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I will be making future videos like this, doing some of the other recipes that were included in the cookbook. So if you want to see those, be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to be stars, smile, take a break, and relax. Thanks for watching.